Much for actively asking questions during those sessions, and request you in the meanwhile to productive 10-day webinar and seminar series of CIIS 2020. Few interesting statistics for all participants to note. We've crossed about 1,560 registrations. Interestingly, registrations kept coming in up until the last moment. Even yesterday, we were getting a few registrations. So we appreciate and grateful for all the enthusiasm that has been shown by the law enforcement, judiciary, and prosecution agencies across India. We had representation from more than 30 states across state as well as federal agencies. We've received a very good feedback for all the speakers, which encourages us even further to keep building such training seminars for the law enforcement, judiciary, and prosecution fraternity. There will be some important announcements with regards to our thought process and what we are going to do in the future in the valedictory ceremony. Meanwhile, I think it's also important to now announce the distinguished guests who are present with us at the valedictory ceremony today. So we have ADG Cyber, Mr. Sai Manohar. We have ADG Training and Director of MP Police Academy, Srimati Anuradha Shankar. We have Deputy Director of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Dr. Vineet Kapoor. We have Deputy Director of State Judicial Academy, Mr. Yashpal Singh. We have the Senior Leader, Vice President from Clear Trail Technologies, Mr. Manohar Karoch. And we have Senior Leader from Soft Clicks Foundation, Mr. Rakesh Jain. They will be seated on the dais shortly. I'll be inviting them shortly. Today's chief guest for the valedictory ceremony is Mr. Rishi Kumar Shukla. He's an IPS and Director of Central Bureau of Investigation. We are very, very grateful to all the dignitaries who have arrived and who are going to participate in the valedictory ceremony, which is due to start in about 4 minutes from now. The ceremony will also be streamed live on the YouTube channel of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy. The link may have been already provided to you in your WhatsApp groups, the ones that have been created for CIS 2020 information sharing. You can feel free to join the link for YouTube, as well as also, if you may choose to stay back on the CIS community portal, you can do that. There is a lot of knowledge also available on the community portal. You have session materials from all the eminent speakers that is available there, as well as some knowledge material that has been made available by ClearTrail. Okay, so the clock has hit 12 noon today. A very, very warm welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries present here today for the valedictory ceremony at the Madhya Pradesh Police Academy as well as at the various virtual destinations. All the dignitaries have arrived, and I will kindly invite the dignitaries to be seated here on the dais at the Madhya Pradesh Police Academy. Inviting first ADG Cyber, Mr. Sai Manohar. ADG Training of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Director of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy and ADG Training, Srimati Anuradha Shankar. Deputy Director of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Dr. Vineet Kapoor. Deputy Director of State Judicial Academy, Mr. Yashpal Singh. Vice President of Clear Trail Technologies, Mr. Manohar Katoch. And finally, Senior Leader from SoftClicks Foundation, Mr. Rakesh Jain. Also welcoming virtually, Special DG Training, Srimati Aruna Mohan Rao, and DGP of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Vivek Kumar Johri. Without much ado, I think I will quickly take a few seconds to walk through the experience of Cybercrime Investigation and Intelligence Summit 2020. I'm sure the dignitaries would have already gotten to see the agenda that was published. It was a 10-day long summit with multiple eminent speakers as well as international trainers in the field of cybercrime across various domains such as law, technology, investigative means, electronic evidence, admissibility of electronic evidence, cyber forensics laws, etc. So there was a very good coverage of subject matters across multiple domains relating to cybercrime investigation and intelligence gathering. We saw participation of more than 600 participants every single session, and there were multiple questions that were asked, and it was a very interactive session. Now we are coming to the final day, and today is the valedictory ceremony. Without much ado, I would request the special DG training ma'am, Miss Aruna Mohan Rao, to kindly please give her welcome note to the audience.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to respected Rishi Shukla sir, respected Vivek Johri sir, all the dignitaries on the dais, our co-partners Clear Trail Technologies, SoftClicks, and not to forget UNICEF. I was initially wondering how 10 days would go, how we would spend 10 days listening to issues related to cybercrime, but I'm very happy to say that these 10 days have just passed off in a jiffy, and the amount of knowledge that we have gained in these 10 days has been tremendous. I think courses which go on for 6 months or 3 months, we have covered in 10 days. Extremely interesting topics were chosen, and the speakers were par excellence. Most of them were excellent, and I think this is one of a kind seminar that we have held for 10 days. So our partners have very smoothly gone through the whole program without any hitches. And the topics covered were very important also for investigating officers. And the most heartening thing is that more than 1,500 participants registered themselves, and most of them were online during the lectures. And uh, out of these, one third only belonged to Madhya Pradesh, and the rest were from the rest of the country. And we also had people speaking from not only our country, but from America and the UK. At very odd times, they were talking to us very brightly. So this has been a one of a kind seminar for us. It has been an excellent experience. And I would like to thank DG sir also for his support throughout the conference. And Rishi Shukla sir, we are very grateful to you to have taken out time from your very busy schedule to be with us. So I would like to congratulate the Academy Bhauri and all the officers concerned and our co-partners for bringing out this extremely well designed and well executed program. Thank you so much.
Given the amount of enthusiasm that has been shown by keynote speakers as well as participants alike. Next, I would like to invite for his keynote the DGP of MP, Mr. Vivek Kumar Johri.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really heartening to note successful completion of this CIIS 2020. The mere fact that the response we received this time, which is reflected in the fact that instead of 150 plus participants last year, we are having around 1,500 participants this year, itself indicate the success which this team has achieved. And the response from the participants during the program also indicates that not only the topics covered were very relevant and very useful, but they were presented in such a manner that they were assimilated by the participants, the cutting edge investigators also, to a great extent. So that is something which I would like to congratulate all the whole team which is responsible for making it in making it in this shape and then going ahead with it. I would also like to thank all the lecturers, experts, which have contributed a lot for this particular thing. Now, looking to the topics covered, again, the cyber crime prevention is becoming more and more challenging with time. And all these type of conferences and training schedules or lectures, whatever way you call it, they are definitely going to contribute a lot to MP Police. And this time, since the participation was from all over the states of India, so it has definitely done its job and have given a good impact overall. I also take this opportunity to welcome Director CBI, again welcome rather, because I know taking time out of his schedule is a very difficult task, which the training branch of MP Police have achieved. So congratulations to you on that, and thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. I would only wish that such more conferences can be conducted over the time in the coming year also, maybe twice a year, because this is something which is looked forward by, as I said, the cutting edge level of police. They need more and more information and more exposure on these subjects. So thank you very much, everybody. And I put my so-called keynote speech to end with these words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DGP sir, for your kind words and for all the encouragement that you've given. Hopefully, we will continue with the same ethos and get better and better trainers and speakers for the participants to benefit from. Next, I would like to invite Clear Trail Senior Leader, Mr. Manohar Katoch, for a quick overview of CIIS 2020.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think first let me remove my mask. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Chief Guest, sir, Honorable DG, sir, thank you so much being there in this valedictory ceremony of CIS Summit and all the members on the dais. It's been a long 10-day summit, and when we started off, we were wondering that will 10 days will be sufficient to, or will it be too long for people to attend? And being a virtual session, how should be the duration, and what should be the topics and subject? But it all turned out to be very good. I have a brief report of the highlights of these 10 days, which I'll quickly share with everybody. So heartening to see that what has been the response from the audience and what we could able to achieve in CIS Summit. So here is CIS 2020 at glance. So as you can see, the participants, when we started, it was 150, and today we have 1,500 plus registrations, which has come up. International trainers, 2 keynote speakers, 30 training hours, 36 plus hours, and participating states increased to 32. So that's a quick glance on the participant itself and the trainers. Let's move on to the next slide. This is the state-wise participation that we have. Of course, MP is highest here, followed by many other. I mean, I can see that there was a good participation from all the states, which is very encouraging, very heartening. Next slide, please. This is rank-wise participation. I'll just let you absorb a little bit on this. So we have all ranks participated fully in this event virtually. Can we go to the next, Sanna? This is a quick snapshot of agency department-wise participation. Next one. So we have 2 international trainers this time who participated and spoke about dark web as well as OSINT technologies. Mr. Cohen and Mr. Mark Bentley, they are very renowned. We have seen them participating in international seminars, and they're very popular. Their sessions used to be always well attended, and CIS was no exception. Next one. So we have our keynote speakers from judiciary as well as from police. A great response from their side too, and range of topics were discussed. Next, please. Yeah, this is a quick snapshot of most discussed topic categories. So we had a good mix of law as well as technology and cybercrime related, real situations that were taken up by the speakers. And this is our feedback for the speakers. I mean, I had a quick glance over it, and I saw that there was only 2 categories: excellent and very good. So that's really talks a lot about that the topics that were there and the content that was delivered by the speakers was very relevant to the audience and the participants. I think I'll leave this. I'll not go forward on this one, but But thanks once again to all the participants. I mean, it's not only learning for the police and for the judiciary, it is also a learning for a company like us. We are serving law enforcement and federal intelligence agencies for past close to 20 years now. This has been a very opening 10 days for us. Our teams were watching, listening, all the real stories and the real cases which happens on ground, the life of an investigating officer, what challenges they deal with. Few takeaways from us. I'll not take much time. I'll just share with you what we got as a technology company. We clearly got that investigating officer has to deal with two critical challenges. One is how to access the data from various devices or sources of data that they have, be it as hard drives, mobiles, or open source, or any other mechanism where they have to access the data. That's one big challenge. They need good technology there. The other thing is that once they have accessed the data, what do you do with it? How do you quickly find evidence? The cases are mounting, the cyber crimes, as shared by the speakers also during the lockdown period. It has increased many folds. The number of cases are huge. So we ourselves, Cleartel is working on finding machine-assisted investigation and intelligence gathering. That's where we are also investing. So thank you all being there with us for 10 days. We look forward again to the next event next year, hopefully. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manohar, for showing a quick snapshot. Of us are very heartened to see the performance. Next, I would like to, there's something very special that is coming up, which is a book launch. So there's a book that has been written by our esteemed dignitary present here, Mr. Yashpal Singh, along with Mr. Jitendra Singh and Mr. Sudeep Goenka, on admissibility of electronic evidence. Now, there has always been a dearth of good books on electronic evidence and its admissibility in court of law, written in Hindi in specific. This book, written by the senior judge and the deputy director of Madhya Pradesh State Judicial Academy and co-authored by SP Cyber Cell Jitendra Singh sir and AIG Sudeep Goenka sir, addresses this vast and crucial topic of electronics evidence and the law and procedure related to the admissibility of that evidence. I will request the distinguished dignitaries present here, as well as our chief guest, CBI Director, Sir Rishi Shukla, sir, to kindly do the book launch. Much, ma'am. I would now like to invite Mr. Rishi Shukla, Director CBI, our chief guest for the valedictory ceremony, to address the audience present here as well as virtually. Thank you, sir.
Shri Vivek Johri, DGP, Madhya Pradesh. Srimati Aruna Mohan Rao, Special DG Training, Director of the Academy. Distinguished members present on the dais. Participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the Academy for inviting me to this function, which also informed me of the massive magnitude of the summit which has been organized by the Academy. while initially I was a bit reluctant to join you people, but then the Academy has a very fond place in my heart. Of course, MP, police as a whole also is my family. And I am so very happy to see the Academy perform in this manner. I recall it's about 4 years back that the MHA had given MP police a module to build up capacity for investigators, prosecutors, judicial officers, and train them in the cyber space, particularly crime, law enforcement, and how do we go about it. From that humble beginning to this magnificent summit comprising of 1,500 participants with 600 plus participants in every session, it's indeed something to be proud of. And I am therefore grateful to the Academy that they allowed me this privilege of being a part of this 10-day summit. The pandemic year has been a very difficult year, as you are all aware of, but it has its positive side. The positive side of the online learning platforms and its effective use. Probably this 1 year has allowed a tremendous leap in such virtual meetings and learning processes. So it's again great to see the Academy going ahead with it. I once again congratulate the MP Police, the Academy, and all the participants for being a part of this excellent show. The partners of this summit have also contributed a great deal in creating the summit as it has been. Crime has changed forever, as has everything else. The change has now is almost visible in every field of our activity. Earlier, cybercrime was supposed to be something very exotic, but today, almost every facet of crime is touched by cyberspace. There would hardly be any crime which would not have a component of cyberspace. Therefore, it is very essential that all our participants, not only in this course, they in fact become a sort of trainer themselves. They build up capacity going ahead. I know most police forces have begun a system wherein the very basic training of constables and sub-inspectors also includes an awareness of the cyber crimes. To me, awareness followed by sensitivity, followed by building up knowledge bases, creating tools and knowing the tools, generating skill sets, and more than all of this, a feeling that you can contribute is the essence of such workshops. I'm sure that what I have learned that this workshop must have gone a great deal in contributing to this very essential part of involving a large number of senior level police officers, judicial officers, and prosecutors so that they can in turn be a part of the training force themselves. To me, it is very important that we initiate this process as we have done. It doesn't end here. You have to involve as many people as you can, and then you have to inspire them to deliver. Because this is not a small battle. Probably it is the most challenging task the law enforcement has ever seen or has ever going to face. The reason for this is crime had no boundaries, but the cyber crime does not respect any boundary. It is a global phenomenon. The victim could be in X place, the criminal could be in Y place, the medium could be in Z place, or the cloud server could be anywhere in the world, and yet the police force bound down in local terrestrial jurisdictions, also in boundaries of police stations, districts, states, national boundaries, international. I mean, probably the most difficult thing which has come in our challenge in the last several decades. The cyber criminal knows this. Now, what do we do about it? The key thing is to join hands together. The key thing is to understand where is the criminal and where is the crime. We have seen that from the simple peer-to-peer cyber crimes, like sharing information which is an infringement of copyright, of from that to the simple model of that what is now known in Indian police as the Jamtara model of cybercrime, where you play on the human greed and take a few thousand rupees from each unsuspecting user by telling him or her that you're going to get more money. Also, you go from there to ransomwares, you go from there to cryptocurrencies. They recently held IPL matches in the uh, past couple of months back, suggested that a very fantastic model of international betting, or which we call as Satta, is now actually working, and the amounts involved are mind-boggling. More than 1,000 crores of rupees every day moving through cyberspace, through payment gateways and through hawalas. From here to, let us say, a Cosmos Bank movement of large-scale cheating and movement of funds, every part of the society is now afflicted by the cybercrime. We have in India more than 1 billion mobile subscribers. We have more than 500 million internet users. And each of us, every single internet user has at least been a victim of a cybercrime. One thing which you are probably unaware of, most of us, is the part that the personal data which we are having is being constantly not only shared, stolen, passed around, and played around for anything. It is being used very simply, not only by the criminals, but by hugely respectable marketing agencies, by using AI to bombard you with various sorts of advertisements and telling you what to buy or what not to buy. So it's going to be a feature which is only going to exponentially rise. Our response so far has not been commensurate with the need and the necessity of this crime. And more so, even if we are ready to do it, our data of cybercrime is grossly underreported. I can very well say that more than 1 million cyber crimes could be very well registered in India at any point of time. But there are reporting problems, there are registering problems, there are other problems. Now, the question is, as in any law enforcement, one, can we prevent such crimes? Can we find an advanced understanding of what crimes are going to take place? Can we find how intelligently we can find out groups and organizations which are trying to create these crimes? And finally, if the crime has occurred, can we investigate it? And the most important point, can we bring it to a formally legal closure by giving the evidence which is required? Now, all these things we know have their own challenging issues, which probably one could speak for hours on each one of the issue. As far as the prevention of crime is concerned, how do we go about sensitizing the cyberspace users? How do we tell them that don't get into and very easily fall into the trap of people who lure you with small little greedy amounts, starting with that you would get a 50 rupees free recharge? I mean, uh, that is probably a large part in which every single police constable could be involved in, spreading the awareness that you can, with some amount of carefulness, ensure that you are not a victim of the cybercrime. Now, the second part is far more complex. How to detect, how to understand organized cyberspace criminals. It's probably very difficult. I know that places as remote as the Jatara Tehsil of Tikamgarh is now a mini Jamtara. Now, a place which you would probably not associate with cyber crime, but it's happening. In Madhya Pradesh itself, you would find a dozen such pockets which would be now working on these areas. You would also find not only the local Desi Tikamgarh or Jamtara type things, we had in Madhya Pradesh itself seen models in which people from Pakistan were very easily posing as Indians and using places like different Riva, Uchehra, and Satna for collecting money, which would then later on go through Hawala channels across. We have seen that even something as simple as a Tata Sky connection recharge becomes a payment for cybercrime. So therefore, this is a huge thing. I don't think so one can do justice on how one would do this. But I'm sure that the last 10 days we have been working on this. We've had speakers, we have had speakers of the caliber of Mr. Madan Oberoi, our own Mr. Sai Manohar, who's sitting here, who's been part of CBI for long years, not to mention, contributed a lot in creating these very technologies and spaces. But it's a complex process. The more such conferences we build up and get into, the more people we involve, the more people we make aware, the more we go ahead in our capabilities to detect such crimes. The third part is illegal registration. Now, that is again something which needs to be actually coordinated between different states. Our policies are district specific. Even if we have state models, we still need a pan-India model. The Ministry of Home Affairs in Government of India was doing it. They've built up national portals for online reporting. But I doubt whether we have been really able to even scratch the surface of the problem. The most difficult of all these things is the part of legal investigation, of the part of collection of electronic evidence and producing it in the form that it is acceptable in a court of law. I think that is where probably we are facing our biggest challenge as police officers. I do not often recollect the convictions in cybercrime in various states, but probably it would be far less than even a normal conventional crime. Why so? This is because the evidence, even if you have the evidence of your side of the law, you do not readily have evidence of international criminals. And if a server is based abroad, which a huge quantity of them are, then you would be struggling with emlets and letter rogatories and all sorts of things. It is not surprising that the criminals know that the world, while recognizing the cybercrime space as a major formidable challenge for law enforcement, has not been able to get its act together. National boundaries are far more important to them. The crime, the convention, which is now called the Budapest Convention, has been trying to seek a international understanding consensus, but that is eluded. We ourselves are not a signatory to the Budapest Convention. It's only European countries which are doing it. So there are different mindsets, different thoughts. The fact is that investigation is a major challenge because the evidence abroad is not easy to come, and then to produce it in a form which it goes to the court of law and is accepted is again very difficult. How do we go ahead? I don't have a simple answer. One way of going ahead, what the Interpol suggests, I think you have Mr. Madan Robert talking to you. Interpol suggests, and in very many places we have been able to work is, can we do some parallel actions? Now, we had very recently an action with the FBI in which we, on the Indian side, worked and the FBI worked on the US side, and we had a very good result of a systematic elder fraud. Elder fraud is when our boys and girls sitting here in Noida and Ghaziabad ring up US people and collect their social security data and then take money off them. Similar parallel actions, joint investigations would be the way ahead, but it's not going to come very easily. Every state zealously guards its cyberspace and its investigation capabilities. The states are excellent. We have states like Karnataka, Telangana, who have done marvelously well in cybercrime investigations and cyber technology advances. But when we in the CBI tried to get concurrence from the state, their consent for investigation in the IT Act, the states were very reluctant. In fact, one state which gave us recently, after much persuasion, incidentally, to remind you, if Mr. Vivek Gauri could put his hand up and help us there, Madhya Pradesh has still not given CBI the consent, general consent to investigate IT offenses. So if you could kindly support us on that. So we had this general consent from the state of UP, which they had said that we will allow you to investigate in IT Act, but not in respect of the state government employees. Probably wondering if we would go around doing some anti-corruption activities along. So we have in the CBI set up a unit on online child sexual abuse. We did a case in which we found that a lot of child pornography and child victims were there in the state of UP. And the person, incidentally, the accused was a sub-divisional officer, a junior engineer of one of the state government departments. Now, so we had to take a specific consent from the state of UP that we could register and investigate a case against this gentleman who was state government employee. So my illustration is only to tell you about the legal hurdles of investigating cases, of how, while the criminal is working in a seamless, boundaryless area, the law enforcement is working in areas where there are any number of pitfalls, hurdles, boundaries, not to mention international investigations and the delays and the evidence in court. So, all told, this is a very challenging field, and in this field, whatever effort if done would still be much less than what actually is required to. So how do we go ahead? As I said, way forward is what you have been doing of involving all these stakeholders, educating them, making them acknowledge the utility of being together, of synchronicity, of a synergy, of working together. The judicial part, the prosecutor part, the investigator part, the intelligence part, and not to say all of these, each individual who's in the cyberspace, which means almost 100 billion, a billion Indians, they should be aware of what is happening and what we should do. It's a huge area. I am certainly very happy to see the MP Police Academy working on this so diligently. I would be happier still if we make this a more regular feature, if we use these online platforms to make aware people down the line, in the sense that I'm sure you have been doing it, I'm not aware, so I'm only suggesting, therefore, that can you, by using these smartphones that each constable has, can you sort of give them a few hours training a week for every district? It can be done. It's not very difficult. In the recently held conferences, of the national level DG's conference, the concept of every police person spending 100 hours a year to train others was mooted, and probably I'm sure the MP police is on its way. They have been doing a lot of this work. But the more people get involved, the more we have the answers. The basic thing to me is to create awareness, and that is where this conference, this 10-day workshop, or this summit, as you call it, scores heavily and in a very excellent fashion. That our Honorable Sri Johri have given MP Police Academy the latitude to organize this conference. One is obliged to him. We are also very grateful to the partners of this summit, and I am grateful to the Academy that they invited me here so that I could, share a few of my thoughts. To me, the more people get initiated, the more people get involved, the more people get inspired, the more people think it is in their interest to contribute to this mammoth and humongous effort to wade through the cybercrime, to assist the law enforcement, the better it is. Thank you once again, Anuradha Shankar ji, Vineet Kapoor ji, for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rishi sir, for providing valuable insights on cybercrime, which is, as you rightly mentioned, boundaryless. As you mentioned, that this is a very challenging field in which a lot remains to be done, but involving stakeholders, educating the right teams, building synergies between various parties, and as you mentioned towards the end, the more people get involved, inspired, and initiated, the more there will be an interest, and the more there will be, resolution of cybercrimes going forward. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite ADG Training and Director of MP Police Academy, Srimati Anuradha Shankar, for a vote of thanks.
Respected Director CBI, Shri R.K. Shukla sir, respected DGP of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Vivek Johri sir, respected Special DG Training Madhya Pradesh, Aruna Mohan Rao ma'am, all the dignitaries on the dais, all the participants who are with us on WebEx and on YouTube. I'm very grateful to all our partners, ClearTrail, SoftClicks, UNICEF, particularly ClearTrail, because they have been our technological support. And I must mention Anubha Gumashta, who has conducted these whole 10 days with the smoothness, which is unbelievable. Thank you, Anubha. I must thank Srimati Aruna Mohan Rao, who gives us total support, trusts us, that does not judge us when we make mistakes. She has always been there. Thank you so much, ma'am. I must thank our DGP, Vivek Johri sir, whom we pester with all sorts of new ideas. He always listens, encourages, and supports us. Thank you, sir. I support all the staff here and thank them because they have, I cannot mention all their names. I will just call them the team of Dr. Vineet Kapoor and the team of Sri Sai Manohar and Jitendra Singh. They have all been an amazing support to us. They have done wonders these 10 days and much more bigger wonders before we started this program. In preparations, we actually gave them very little time to prepare. Thank you, all of you. But I must save my particular thanks for our chief guest today, Rishi Shukla sir. This was your dream. You had started this and you had said that we must have a few resource centers in this academy if we want to make this academy a center of excellence. And you had suggested that we should have a cyber resource center and a gender resource center. This summit actually was imagined as a kind of baseline project for that resource center. Encouraged by the success last year, this year we imagined it on a much larger scale, and with everybody's cooperation, we were able to do it. Sir, your speech today was, as expected, very informative and inspiring. Every time that we listen to you, we get some learning points, and we got some today, sir. I would also like to inform you that the Data Security Council of India last night announced MP Police among the top 3 states in capacity building in the field of cybercrime, and also in top 3 in cybercrime investigations through its state cyber cell. So the state cyber cell has been conducting those trainings, little trainings that you suggested. They have 12 modules being sent to their constable down until the constables of Madhya Pradesh. They have been doing a lot of work, sir, and we are also working with them very closely to develop little modules which could go down in, especially in Hindi, to every single police officer in the state. Sir, we hope that our State Cyber Resource Center will be built for research, data analysis, and future perspectives in cybercrime and understanding the cyberspace with the blessings of both Vivek Johri sir and Rishi Shukla sir. Next year, we plan to we are thinking of mulling over involving some other stakeholders also in this conference. Our batchmates from Bhutan and some officers who trained in the NPA from Maldives, Nepal, they have been very insistent that they should have also been given an opportunity. I mentioned it to the DGP sir, and he said that he will work out something, and we will see if we can make the scale larger next year. So I am very happy to announce our intention to hold this summit in a more elaborate and detailed manner next year, that is 2021 in September. The tentative dates that we are thinking of is after the festival season in September, most probably from the 21st of September to the 30th of September. We have noted what you said, sir, about the synthesis, the syncretism which we should have amongst the states. We believe not in competition, but in cooperation. And it doesn't make us, give us any special thrill that we would be topping investigations in the country. We would be topping the cooperation that we have, and we would be dovetailing our efforts with all the agencies, whether central or state agencies, and we will take this lesson from your valedictory speech today. Thank you again, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anuradha ma'am, for your very kind words. And as they say, it all stems from the leadership. And I mean, I've had personal experiences of your guidance, which is so prompt and so right. You're driven by your principles, which are very, very inspiring, ma'am. And thank you very much. We really hope that the law enforcement, judiciary, and prosecution fraternity continues to get the value bigger and better next year as well. Now, as a mark of honor and gratitude, I now invite for the felicitation of our distinguished dignitaries with mementos. To start with, a representative from MP Police will felicitate the CBI Director, Mr. Rishi Shukla now.
So first of all, while many people know, and most people would know that Anuradha Shankar ji is an international speaker. She speaks only internationally. We have rarely had a chance of listening to her in domestic environment. But today we listen to her domestically. Anuradha ji, कुछ domestic environments में भी थोड़ा से आपके lectures हो जाए तो अच्छा रहेगा. And thank you so much for the memento. No? क्या है ये?
With a senior leader from Clear Trail, Mr. Jitendra Verma, to present.
Okay.
Mr. Jitendra Verma, senior leader from Clear Trail, to present the memento.
Company वाले काम वाले रखते हैं.
I would like to invite Deputy Director, Dr. Vineet Kapoor, to present the memento to ADG Cyber, Mr. Sai Manohar. Next, I would like to invite Senior Leader from Clear Trail, Mr. Manohar Katoch, to present the memento to ADG Training and Director of Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Srimati Anuradha Shankar. Next, I would like to invite Senior Leader from SoftClicks, Mr. Rakesh Jain, to present the memento to Deputy Director, Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, Dr. Vineet Kapoor. Next, I would like to invite the Nodal Officer, Mr. Jitendra Singh, to kindly present the memento to Clear Trail Senior Leader, Mr. Manohar Katoch. Next, I would like to invite the Nodal Officer to stay back and present the memento to Mr. Yashpal Singh. I would like to invite the nodal officer to present the memento to SoftClick senior leader, Mr. Rakesh Jain. Thank you very much to all the dignitaries and participants. And with this, we formally announce the closure of Cybercrime Investigation and Intelligence Summit 2020. Thank you very much for a very warm response, and we hope to move from strength to strength next year. I would like to invite the dignitaries and participants present over here for refreshments.